Greetings and salutations, folks. My name is Nick, and welcome back to Observer System Redux, where we're continuing off where we left off. We've seen the creature that is making its way throughout, just kind of waiting on the Twitch to see if my stream is actually functioning. Ah, and it looks like it is still good. It's just been going on without me. Okay. So now that that's clarified, we've seen the creature that seems to be going around this apartment complex and killing the people in it. It's hard to tell whether it's directly connected to any of the plots, though it appears that your character's son, Dan, his son Adam, has been up to something. He's been, I believe he's been trying to cure the nanophage, and I'm guessing something went wrong with that. Having made his way through the underground maze, Dan got back to the main part of the building. The owner of the tattoo place is bound to know something about the illegal surgeries. If he's involved, the killer might be hot on his heels. There has to be someone who knows where the man lives. Now, we got to the floor that he's on. I believe he's in room 208, which is... right there. We got the key to room 208. And we discovered that he's dead. Everybody seems to be dead when we show up. The only living people keep their doors shut for the most part. But, of course, giant webcam. That's not a security camera. That's just a really big webcam. That's how they expected future webcams to look like. Based on 1980s science fiction. Yep. Not killed by the killer. Killed himself. So, I suppose there's that. But why did he kill himself? Is it related to the illegal surgeries? We need to take a look around. And hopefully we'll be able to... here we go. With fire and sword spiders. We still have more levels of with fire and sword spiders to play through. Oh yeah, I think this had no power. And I was trying to figure out how... to get power up and running. Hold on. So that's just the lights. I think that's nothing. And that's nothing. Maybe that's the issue. I just keep hitting the switches in the wrong order. Nope. Or there's something drawing the power that's using it. So we might have to figure out what is doing that. Our synchronization is a little bit up, but we did just see a body. So that's definitely stress. He's got a piece of tech in him, which looks like we should be able to hook up to him in order to enter his mind. But I'm sure we're going to have to get him down from there first. Let's see, this was... Oh.
Gotta love the fucking stacks.
Everybody's doing drugs. Though I'm sure the people, like the rich in the society, are doing their own drugs too. It's just with a bigger safety net. Okay, so we've got the cables, and that's very prominently displayed. So I would imagine I'm going to have to do something with that. And then cable goes down and around to this switch. But I cannot interact with the switch. Or the switch 2, because the switch 2 is not available for release yet. Sometimes it's tricky trying to figure out what you're actually supposed to interact with in order to succeed. I can zoom in, and usually that like locks onto something and then analyzes it. So what happens if I blow the fuse? I do have night vision. Like, can I interact with it when it's off like that? No. There we go. Excellent. He's got a lock? Why does he have a lock on his face? Okay, so this, even without kind of like looking, trying to find the answer to the puzzle by finding clues, I'm guessing it's not going to be a W. It's probably going to be either a vowel at this point, like an A or E. I'll be very surprised if the second letter is a W. But I suppose I probably should... Can I look at it using the biometrics? And the answer is no. What mattered to you, sir? What do you think stood out the most in your life? That you would use as a 4-letter password? I mean, you also have a copy of With Fire and Sword Spiders, which is, it's great. Very, very poor construction, considering the fact that, like, you can't open the closet doors without knocking open the bedroom doors, but, like, that's what happens when you live in tight spaces. And sometimes you don't have a choice on it. Sometimes it's because of financial systems. Sometimes because you're trapped inside a caste-based society like this one. And a Class C apartment is the best that you could afford. Did you like tuna? Did you like sardines? Like, I haven't been able to turn on the computer. Oh, there we go. Voices from below. Don't believe their lies. The plague is still out there. Fellow undesirables. If you're up to date with Chiron propaganda, you probably heard our so-called Minister of Health spout out another gem of corporate wisdom for those of you who didn't let me catch you up to speed. To all those who have given in to insurgent fear-mongering, I say again, there's absolutely no need for concern. The nanophage is no longer a threat. We have contained the glitch and thus freed ourselves from the disease. If you have contained the disease, it is still out there. Loyal citizens who support responsible augmentation have nothing to be afraid of. Okay, that already reeks of bullshit. Because it's like that's the most obvious fear-mongering propaganda. Like, oh, the nanophage that got those citizens, they weren't loyal citizens. They weren't responsible with their augmentation. 3 words, bull fucking shit. Let me tell you how things really are. Unless you're one of the lucky Class A fucks with a shiny set of mods, in which case you're probably not reading this. The nanophage is still very real. We've had at least 3 confirmed cases in the past year, one of which led to a small-scale outbreak. Luckily, we managed to contain it before it spread beyond control. Now, you might think 3 cases ain't nothing to get excited about. Well, 3 cases in a small-scale outbreak. If so, I can tell you've never been in an outbreak. For most of us cooped up in Class C districts, even a single instance is one too many because, yeah, you have an outbreak in one building and, like, everybody in the building is dead. Okay, so what the hell are you supposed to do? First and foremost, it's better to prevent than cure. Given the phage recovery rate, these words should be considered gospel. Once the plague hits, it's usually too late. So if you want to stay safe, look for these symptoms: a fever, implant irregularities, erratic behavior, juncture inflammation. But don't panic. Chances are it's still not the phage. We've had dozens of false reports. Don't be an idiot. You know, that's always a good rule for a lot of things. And don't report it. The cleaners are not your friends. I get the impression, especially from that beginning part, like only loyal citizens have nothing to worry about. Like, if somebody actually reported the nanophage, they would just sweep it under the rug. Oh my. Dear Mr. Tkazik. Oh wait, I'm sorry. This game is in Polish, so we get Polish names. Tkazik. Kacik? My Polish it requires a lot of work. My apologies. Earlier today, she was transferred to a I'm being stupid. Post-operative care wing of our facility. She is in a stable condition and is expected to make at least a partial recovery. For further details regarding her treatment, please contact us directly. Regards, Dr. Sigmund Churchashich. That is a lot of Z's in one name. In my defense, the word post-operative, is it usually one word or 2 words? I don't spend enough time in healthcare to know, I suppose. Hey, Stan, that junk you brought in the other day, it ain't selling. Nobody gonna buy that shit. I know you going through a lot of these days, sick wife and all, but I got my problems too. Know what I mean? Let's just say we even. Keep the cash. Just don't be coming around the pawn shop anymore, alright? Dear Sir, regarding your inquiry as to the possibility to remove the implants in the patient's house, I would like to inform you that we do not offer such a service. The procedure requires specialized equipment, a sterile environment, and a trained team monitoring the patient for many days after the implant removal. Even with these conditions met, the procedure carries a significant risk. Given the location you specified, the chances of success would be practically non-existent. I should probably emphasize the fact that no respectable clinic would undertake this sort of procedure in a patient's home. If someone claims they would, they are most likely trying to scam you. Should you decide to perform the procedure at our clinic, we offer a very convenient installment payment plan that should help you finance the procedure as well as your convalescence. Basically, saying that you're not going to recover. You are probably going to be bound to some means of mobility impairment. If there's going to be convalescence to deal with. Also, kind of shows the scam in a little bit too. Like, if everybody is expected to upgrade themselves cybernetically, like your own character Dan has to have cybernetic implants in order to do his job. But the only way to safely remove those cybernetics is through official channels. That means that unofficial channels are going to get a lot of activity from people who are too desperate and have only just enough money for them. And then you'll have issues with people getting like injured, sick, or even killed going to these inferior clinics. Mr. Stanley, it's been some time since you got that special tattoo. Is it healing fine? I would rather not risk any infection or other complications that could result in drawing unnecessary attention. I'd be happy to do a house call every once in a while, check up on you. You can leave a spare key in the tattoo parlor just in case you're ever indisposed. Also, remember to take your meds. They should help with the swelling and the muscle aches. I guess 208 wasn't the tattoo artist. Jack is the tattoo artist, so Jack would be, or less... Is this sent mail or received? This would be received mail. So this is a different guy. We'll have to figure that out later. Goodbye, Dad. The following message could not be delivered to one or more recipients. Content blocked by Chironet Firewall. Dear Anna, you were right to leave. I was already infected. No way you could have helped me. I'm just glad you got out when you did. I know there's no helping me now. I just hope you understand. I hope you can find it in your heart to forgive me. I love you. Huh. Is it Anna? Is that the password to the collar on his neck? Well, we'll find out. But first, with fire and sword spiders. Hopefully this gives us level 11. And it does. Fantastic. Catch me if you can. Those bloody spiders again. Oh, again with no walls. Okay, I feel like this level is just going to be a lot of busy work. Like, I feel, yeah, this level is going to be really easy. Like, I could really just do this for, I think, the whole level. No, I'd have to go right a couple times. But the lack of, like, I feel like if there was a queen in this level, that would really kind of throw a little bit more challenge. But as it stands, this might be the easiest of the with fire and sword spiders levels. Largely because I'm not really putting in too much thought into creating this plan. It's just a little bit too obvious. And then I've cleared off, I've got all of the spiders following me. I don't even have to kill the spiders, but I can. And they're all dead. All of them. And that'll just add to my total spiders killed. Yeah, I gotta say, that level wasn't particularly interesting. Let's take a look at our case files. Someone has to know if he lives around here. Oh, so maybe that's what I'm doing inside this guy's apartment. I go into this guy's head, find out where the tattoo guy lives. And it, of course, was Anna.
Bingo.
All right, Stanley died only 90 minutes ago.
Subject deceased. Neural interrogation not recommended.
This would be the second dead guy.
This better be worth
No. The second dead person, because the previous dead person was a woman that he's plugged himself into, hoping to get a glimpse of information.
The following announcement is brought to you by Nanophage Incorporated.
Is that an actual company, or are we listening to an illusion within this person's mind? Because, like, not everything...
This is the hospital cafeteria. Today's special,
Yeah.
Nanophage
Because
stew.
we're inside these people's minds. If you've ever seen the movie The Cell, I feel like that's what this game is. It's like it tries, stylistically, it's Blade Runner. But content-wise, it's Layers of Fear meets The Cell. Which means you've got a lot of loops while entering like fragmented, surreal aspects of people's minds. A lot of shadow people. But I feel like I mentioned this before, but like this game didn't come out that much longer after Layers of Fear, I think. So, like, even though Layers of Fear did well, like, they were still a smaller studio back then. They definitely wouldn't have been able to put out a Silent Hill 2 remake at the time. And a lot of this game, like, you can see how, like, economical they are while also trying to move themselves forward at the same time. And having all of these shadow people is a nice economic and stylistic choice. And that's the thing you have to make when you're doing things on a budget. Is
This is a public service announcement. We hope you die a painful death. Thank you for your attention. Join the festivities. Nanophage party now in progress on the second floor.
oh yeah, this guy did get sick of the nanophage, and then that's why he killed himself, because it was either that or
Public service announcement.
allow the infection to continue.
Die a painful death. Thank you for your attention. Join the festivities.
But yeah, if you can make it look good on the cheap. It's better than throwing away your money when you don't have it.
Forever.
Yeah.
Calling Dr. Death. I repeat, Dr. Death, present at infection control.
Oh, hold on. We've got another developer of the game. Arcadius Pasternak.
Are required to remain in quarantine. Forever. Calling Dr.
And this is also another problem that is a result of the higher-ups saying they've cured the nanophage, but all they're doing is...
Thank you for donating your wife to us.
Ooh, that's bleak. But all they're doing is kind of sweeping it under the rug.
Remember, everyone will be infected. It is unavoidable.
Like, there's no prospect of a cure
Thank you for donating your
if
wife
all
to
your
us.
plan is to just hide the bodies. But yeah, all
Thank you for donating your wife to us.
I would imagine the plight of somebody who is infected. All of they would expect is that no, my Sekiro sword. All they would expect is a future of infection for everybody.
Thank you for donating your wife
Do I need to do something with? Oh, yeah. Come on, button. There we go.
Everyone will be infected. It is unavoidable.
Ah, I have to hold the button down. I've solved the puzzle.
Thank you for donating your wife to us.
Now, like everybody else's stories was more of like a vignette, like a character study, almost like a short story that kind of led to the plot. I feel like this is more of like we're emphasizing the plot here.
Valuable test subject. We would not want to lose her. Our machines keep your wife alive. If you can call it life.
What?
What in the System Shock is going on here?
Hold on, my love.
Oh. Has he been trying to cure the nanophage along with Adam? Is this the setup he has for trying to cure the nanophage?
I have to turn off this fucking machine.
Or has he been trying to...
I need to turn it off. It's killing you.
I'm pretty sure that two things. One, the machine is the only thing that's keeping her alive. Two, the machine is preventing her from waking up. The nanophage is... The machine is probably holding back the nanophage from her system. Okay, now... Oh, here we go.
Goodbye, my love.
Oh, or is that what he wanted? So the machine might have...
Dad, there's something I need you to know. Mom is dead, and it's all because of you. I know this is hard, but it's the truth. You are sick, and I can't help you. I tried, but I can't. I just can't do this anymore. I'm leaving.
Anna, wait. I'm not sick.
This is an emergency announcement. Please follow quarantine procedures. Nanophage outbreak imminent.
Do I have to avoid specific people?
Warning, warning, warning.
Or else get infected? I think that's what might be the case.
Look for signs of infection. Nanophage outbreak in progress. Do not approach the infected. Attention.
this nutcase?
Please follow
What's he doing
quarantine
outside?
procedures.
I don't know. It seems pretty dangerous for everybody everywhere, inside or outside.
There you are. Thank God.
You are sick, Father. Mom is gone. And it's all your fault. Maybe someday I can forgive you. Maybe not. I'm leaving.
Don't leave me.
Goodbye, Dad.
Don't leave me.
Hmm.
I'm not sick. I am not sick.
So it seemed also as though the monster was getting into the headspace as well. Oh my, hello. And maybe also his fear of the disease caused him to see disease everywhere. Just as his fear of disease caused him to avoid... Ah, no. Maybe it's healthy over here. Nope. We're perfectly healthy, seeing visions of disease everywhere. Nothing can go wrong.
The smell of death. It's everywhere.
Okay, so now that I'm here... Can I sit in this chair? Can I examine the sink? Like, a lot of the switches seem to be gone, and interactive elements seem to be gone. I can't go out that way. There's nothing for me to do here. I feel like I just need to find that one highly specific space where a square button will reveal itself. And then everything will be A-okay. I do appreciate, like, the old style inputs. I cannot use the radiator. No, just old hard drives sitting around collecting dust. You know how that is. You got like 5 or 6 hard drives collecting in a corner. So we still have a lot of green inside. But then green is a pretty dominant color inside this game anyway. The game still recognizes the presence of the poster for With Fire and Sword Spiders, because that's where it is in the game. Oh, do I have to do something with the speakers? Oh my gosh. With the refrigerator that is hanging from the ceiling. Of course the refrigerator is hanging from the ceiling. And nothing. I don't actually need to do anything with the refrigerator hanging from the ceiling. That's probably something I could do as Dan. I just didn't notice that there was a refrigerator doubling as a server bank. That is... I don't know what he's doing with the servers, that he needs a whole refrigerator to store them. Can I raise this table? Part of me feels like I should. But also, I have no idea how. Is that just a calculator? That's just an old calculator. Alright, we're going to try rubbing ourselves up against objects. Ah, there we go. Wow. What does that mean?
Mom is dead, and it's all because of you. You are very, very sick, Dad. Goodbye.
Please, don't leave me. I am not sick. I am not sick. Don't leave me.
Is that like, has that become kind of his like main memory of Anna because of how traumatic it was? But he is sick. He's a sick man. Oh, we got booted out. Did we get a clue? Did we get a clue to anything while we were in there?
I am control. I am.
Once again, I must remind everybody that if you're
And initialize grieving procedures.
that if you repeat something enough times, it must be true.
Yes.
Synchrosine injected. Strain level decreased.
Okay, let's check our case log, see what we actually updated. The daughter's date of birth is 16/04/2064. Dad, there's something I need you to know. Mom is dead. And it's all because of you. I know this is hard, but it's the truth. You are sick. Just not the way you think you are. And I can't help you. I tried, but I can't. I'm leaving. Maybe someday I can forgive you. I don't know. I hope so. But for now, I just can't do this anymore. Goodbye. Maybe he is an extreme germaphobe, kind of driven to the point of insanity. He was never sick with the nanophage, but his fear of the nanophage was simply too strong. By the time you receive this message, the lockdown in your father's apartment building will have already been lifted. The KPD have likely contacted you already to inform you of your father's passing. As someone who witnessed your father's last moments, I offer you my deepest sympathies. I also think you should know that your father was suffering from a drug-induced mental disorder, possibly an extreme version of hypochondria. As you are no doubt aware, he obsessed about the nanophage. To him, the disease was everywhere and everyone was already infected. That, unfortunately, included his wife, your mother. I think you should know that your father's tragic actions were only meant to release her from the pain, the illness he believed with his heart she'd been suffering from. I wouldn't presume to tell you how to feel about your father, or whether his actions were justifiable or not. I just thought you should know. Daniel Lazarski, Krakow Police Department. So yeah, he killed his wife by pulling the plug. Like, she was just in a hospital, but when he was in the hospital, all he saw was the nanophage. Huh.
Yes.
Synchrosine injected. Strain level decreased.
So right now I need to find where Jack, the tattoo parlor owner, lives. How is our our synchrosine is doing all right, but our vision is still all over the place. The best choice might be to go talk to the janitor if he's available. Hello.
Hey, is everything all right? Don't mind the rain?
It burns sometimes.
Would this help?
Not tonight.
Do you know who owns the tattoo parlor?
Tenant.
What? He lives here? In this building? Where?
Jack. Wise. Apartment. Do I know? Second floor.
Thanks. Don't get your wires wet.
Need to get out.
Yeah, standing in the rain with exposed circuitry and being a cyborg is probably not good for your health. But it turns out we weren't exactly that far from Jack's apartment. So back to the second floor, which is actually the third floor because the first floor is counted as the 0 floor, which I don't know if that's necessarily a European thing, but then again, like Americans, they like to have no 13th floor for your hotel, but I forget which comedian did the stand-up bit where he was like, guys who are on the 14th floor, guess which floor you're on. Like, they're not going to keep a floor empty. Let's see, 210 is back this way. Like, this one doesn't even have a map to tell you where you are. It's just good luck. I think somebody came knocking. I think once we open this, we will find Jack killed by the same killer that killed Adam, Amir, Helen, and tried to kill us in the basement. It's a phonograph. Oh my. This record player is clearly... Oh, and I can't use either of my scanners while inside here. So no need to look for evidence just yet. We are in alternate space. Have we lost our mind? Is this real? Is this the real life? Or is this just fantasy? Caught in a landslide. No escape from reality. Oh, we're trapped. We are trapped. So we got a fancy desk with many pipes. If you want a pipe to smoke, you got the you got 6 identical pipes to smoke from your and a 7th one that doesn't have a space in the pipe holder. It's just gone rogue. It can just hang out wherever it pleases. It's probably spilling ashes out onto the desk as we speak. What's your favorite old and musty book that is probably covered in pseudo scorpions? Pointless trivia. There are spiders called pseudo scorpions that feast upon the adhesives used in old books to bind them. That is your pointless trivia of the day. Although this is definitely feels like a good throwback to Layers of Fear. Let's unplug. Can I unplug this?
God. This is wonderful. Thank you, Doctor.
Although this is reminding me specifically of the Layers of Fear puzzle where you have this is that called a phonograph? The record player with the big like trumpet thing popping out of it that plays music? And you're supposed to play the record, and you play the record forward to go forward in time, backward to go backwards in time.
Why specialize in augmentation? To go beyond our limits. To realize our true potential. To usher in a new era. Big words. Some would say it's all about improving the patient's quality of life. Some need to think bigger than that. Our true goal should be to improve all of mankind. Each subject a step towards that goal. By subject, do you mean patient? What else would I mean? Or were you being clever about my alleged lack of empathy?
Sir, your robot just tore out the guts of this torso. Just insert its arms.
Where is that fucking bastard?
So we're still trapped in this room. We're not going to Layers of Fear our way out of this with a painting. This painting seems prominent for some reason. Okay, let's see what else we can push. It looks like it's still only this.
Won't hurt anyone else.
Okay, maybe we did our budgets a little bit too small. Maybe we should have invested in like 3D models. Instead of weird arachnid chairs for these fights.
Hold it steady, goddammit.
Is that Nikki? The dead girl? What am I holding steady? Ah. Where is the interactable element? Oh. So I cannot go on that side of them. Cannot move this hand. Cannot leave. Or unplug. Oh, there we go. This all seems like a very painful procedure.
They will know my name.
Oh, hold on. Let us plug her in, unplug the radio. Yep.
Tissue inflammation. It's rejecting the implant.
What's the... Is there a saying in regards to, like, the higher you fly, the farther you fall?
I won't be forgotten.
I feel like we're getting a lot of that here. Like, he had tremendous ambition, but his mistakes caused suffering. Oh my, hello. And again, this is not happening in... Is this real? Is this happening in our head? Like, is there like an augmented reality within his space? Let's see, is there something else I can plug in? Oh, never mind. The door out is open. Okay, I'm definitely using this for the thumbnail. This is too good. Just get rid of my stupid face for a second so I can find it. There we go. So that looked like that was the monster that's been killing things. Is that Jack the tattoo artist? Did Jack... Did I synchronize myself into somebody? I'm plugged into somebody, I think.
What the fuck just happened? How did it get here? Matriarch, give me the duration of the last sequence.
You were connected for 16 minutes and 43 seconds, real time.
16 minutes? Am I losing it?
Possibly, probably, definitely.
Scanned. Focus down. Try to remember.
Warning, abnormal genetic structure detected.
This blood doesn't match the victim. Calibrated trace.
Calibrating now.
Also interesting that this game has decided to turn some of the detective work it already does as a
Established.
gameplay aspect and turn it into a cutscene.
Yes.
Synchrozy injected. Strain level decreased.
Also, I was wondering how it actually tracks the number of your pills. I think it's actually that green meter on the left, which doesn't, like, it's not a number. It would be nice to have a number of pills, but it's actually just like a meter to keep track of how many, but without a number attached to it.
Probably the victims.
I'm suddenly reminded, the other day I'm driving along and I see some hipster kid, and he's got a purple top hat and a wooden cane, and he's just walking down the sidewalk in his like hipster low-cost pimp outfit. And then like 30 minutes later I see him on like farther down the street. Ah, yes. His personal computer. Jack, I've always considered you a good friend and mentor. While your teaching methods were sometimes harsh, they also helped me improve as a surgeon. Let me therefore extend the same courtesy to you and be brutally frank. There is no way in hell your license could be reinstated. The accusations laid upon you by the council are simply too grave. I used all of my influence to try and get emotion across, but they will simply not budge. Even after all this time, you are still perceived as a pariah, and the patient's family aren't making things easier. Good God, Jack, what were you thinking? To install an untested prototype in a Class A patient, and for what? Even if it would have worked, you would still most likely be facing accusations of malpractice. Whatever your motives were, I'm afraid you need to accept the consequences. Sincerely, Herbert. Which is why Jack is in the C area, so he can continue experimenting on people that the government isn't worried about because they are C-class citizens. I don't know if this message reaches you, but I hope to Christ it does. It took me a while to get a hold of your current address. We never actually met, but your actions have forever changed my life. More precisely, they have turned it into a waking nightmare. Thus, I wanted to take this opportunity to show my appreciation. It's been close to 2 years since the only woman I ever loved had the unenviable distinction of being placed under your care. And although she was not and will not recover, her current doctor, an actual doctor, mind you, finally managed to stabilize her enough to make her semi-comfortable. Towards that end, he also installed a permanent feeding tube where her throat once was. Okay, that's bleak. She used to have the most beautiful voice, not that you care. I've come to know that sociopaths are not moved by the plight of others, even if it's one of their own making. So I wonder if also the creature that's been killing everyone, that is a further experimentation by Jack and Adam. Or maybe Adam chose the wrong ally in Jack, a desperate ally who had too much ambition and not enough consider of risk or humanity. I was never one to harbor ill will or wish poorly upon others, but when I look at the hollow, deformed husk that was once my wife, I am moved to thoughts and emotions I never thought possible. I've attached a photo to this message. I don't know if I want to see this photo. I want you to take a long, hard look and know that you did this. I want it to haunt you for the rest of your days. I want it to remind you that you're nothing but a butcher, a quack, a callous, empty has-been. I don't know what hellhole you scurried off into, but I hope you die there. And when you do, I hope you rot in hell. It is interesting, like, you take you have these stories with significant speculative elements, like cybernetics, like a nanophage that is caused by the application of cybernetics. And then you attach stories that would resonate with people in this modern age. Medical malpractice, sense of self, fear of sickness. I'm getting worried about the courier. She doesn't seem to be taking the pressure well. She's irrational, prone to bouts of hysterics. I can be certain of the infallible nature of my software as well as your hardware, but the human element, as always, proves to be the weakest link. I wonder what would be more risky, to engage yet another third party or proceed as we are now. A. P.S. Thanks for the painting. I'll put it up right away. I think I have just the spot for it. Ah, so that's why we have the painting in Adam's apartment. And the courier that they're referring to is, not Nikki, Helen Nowak. But also this kind of brings off a little bit of a lack of empathy in Adam as well. That fear of the human element. I suppose that would be why Adam and Jack found each other. But also, with fire and sword, spiders. Level 12 and 13. Alright. Those bloody spiders again. Hurrah, hooray for walls. I don't know. That's just going to complicate things. I don't know. I don't feel like there are that many choices. Like, I feel like this puzzle might also be a little easy, only because of your lack of choices. So I have 2 swords. In order to get at... that sword, I need to get rid of 3 spiders. I don't think I actually need to get rid of all of the spiders. I don't even have to get the last sword. Because I can just run this guy through a loop. And now I can access the princess. And we're done. Fantastic. fantastic. All right, level 13. Those bloody spiders again. That is a lot of spiders. Maybe that's only meant to seem more imposing. Because, like, I don't have to deal with all of those spiders, but I have to deal with this one because there's no way I can spin that around. Okay, so I still have 5. I think I'm good. I think I'm good. I think we can still succeed. 1, 2, 3. Might as well use the last sword we have to kill more spiders. Yeah, gotta keep them in line. These spiders, they'll act up. All right. The Wolfman Revenge. That sounds like a part 2. Like, there's got to be, like, the Wolfman would be part 1. Oh, there's the cassette player that we were plugged into. Okay, check the apartment for clues. How's our... Alright, let's take a pill.
Synchrosine injected. Strain level decreased.
I think the this is bad for us, taking all those pills.
And when he had put his hand on mine with a cheerful look, wherefrom I took courage, he brought me within to the secret things. I met someone today, a most welcome new arrival to this hellish place. A kindred spirit, a fellow outcast, and a pioneer in his field, shunned by the primitive minds incapable of recognizing true greatness. I have decided to aid this young man with his scientific endeavors. I believe he is onto something truly spectacular.
And both Jack and Adam are dead. But I think it is definitely by their own creation. Hello. Another collectible for Christoph Madej. Madej? Does your night vision use synchronization? Ah, he's got some controlled substance 53B.
Not really trendy out here.
Is it because it's expensive? That's why it's considered posh pills? Also, that is a lot of silverware on the floor. Were they always called... Why were they called silverware? Were they literally made out of silver? Like, if a werewolf broke into your home in the past with the original silverware, would you be able to fight a werewolf with your forks, spoons, and knives?
Synchrosine refilled.
I'm still unclear as to whether that bar did anything. Oh, but you've got some tuna. An empty carton of eggs. Your medal for good you did when you were doing good. So that's the abnormal blood. Oh, yeah, definitely we could use more of this, I think.
Synchrosine collected. Synchrosine refilled.
Okay, I guess the green bar is slightly more full. Okay, I think my character is, in fact, losing it. Okay, we're still synchronized, I think. We might be hunted by the monster. That's a very real possibility. But this isn't an action game, and I'm pretty sure you don't get a gun to fight the monster with, so I wonder exactly what kind of conclusion this game is going to have, especially since there is a monster hunting it. But this was the basement. We started off on the second floor, so clearly we are losing it. The surreality of the people's minds we have entered is crossing into our subconscious. You know, it's important to be able to I was gonna say it's important to distinct fact or fiction, and now I'm standing in front of door 666. A little on the nose there. Just a little bit. Okay. Dan, what do you fear? What fears have invaded your subconscious?
Matriarch, report DR3AT activity within the last 15 minutes. I don't get it. I'm not even plugged in. Am I fucking losing it?
Oh, you figured that one out right now. Or, hold on. Let's take a step back. Let's take a quick step back. So one of the things that we talked about much earlier on in the game is when you first enter this building, everything kind of has this augmented reality about it. And the augmented reality is fading. What if this is the real world? And it is simply the augmentation that has fallen back, and we are now seeing the real world for what it is. Like, nanophage has not only spread, it is choking this apartment building. There's still a little bit of surreality that kind of removes ourselves from that possible ending. But it's an interesting thought. Hackett. Oh my. Is this how we're going to get a clue for how to get inside? Yeah, I feel like that theory is still not necessarily plausible because of the shifts in reality. Despite how interesting I might find it to be. Ooh, the Arcadia Mini. How do you even play it? Oh, I guess that's a rotatable num. 9,999 games in one. That is a... You know, I was distracted by this runner who was running clearly angry, and I wasn't even paying attention to this Chewbacca over here in a suit. What number are we thinking of? 69, dudes. Pointless trivia. I've never actually seen any of the Bill and Ted movies. I really probably should. At the very least, Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. Which wouldn't be a bad chaser for the bleak hellscape that is this game. To watch a movie about like this hopeful pair of youngsters. who realize that knowledge is the way to change the world.
Hey, PD. I need to ask you some questions.
Keep your voice down. He'll hear you.
Who will?
The one of many shapes. We don't speak his name.
Does he live around here?
Below. He lurks below. Only comes out to hunt.
How do I find him?
You don't. He finds you. He always gets his prey.
What are you talking about?
No, I've already said too much.
I won't let him hurt you. If you work with me.
I can't. I'm sorry. He'll know.
How?
He's coming. He's coming.
No. Are we dead? We're dead. Oh. The door behind us extended itself.
Hey, foggy. In forest.
I think we may have gone a little bit too far off the deep end. Oh, hello. Okay. Interesting. Okay, I think I know what I'm supposed to do. Though this kind of reminds me of Perception. I want to say that game came out later. Where you're largely kind of working off of like a sonar. Although at the very least with Perception, you're creating your own sonar. Whereas now I'm kind of waiting for the sonar to fill the space. Still don't necessarily understand what I'm supposed to be interacting with. Because it also seems like I can just walk through the walls. Or was I trapped in an augmented reality? And that's actually something that somebody else had brought up, like the concern that like if your augmented reality is too much, like your sense of space gets thrown off. Barbara Miklas. Ready for disposal.
I'm right on your stay.
And what will I do when I catch you? Do I even have a gun? That is a lot of pigeons. Maybe too many pigeons. Maybe they should have quieted the amount of pigeons for the amount of animation they put into those pigeons. Yeah, like, how long has this killer been there? Was this a creation of Adam and Jack? Was it a creation that they disposed of but was actually still alive? See what I'm saying? You should probably have had a plan besides just walking around and poking at things, because the creature was going to attack you. Like, at least with, like, Outlast, you know that creature had no plan.
To get some answers. Setting up a crime scene.
Oh, is this the creature?
To hell with it.
Oh, and he got just caught up on our way down. Shall we go into his head?
Stab wound. Consistent with a good doctor's cane.
Ah. So he was tortured by the doctor.
Gray burns all over. I wonder if there's anything left of him.
Alright, let's pop a pill.
Synchrosine injected. Strain level decreased.
Reinforced skeleton. Hydraulic joints. Victims never had a chance. Lucky me. The neural implant's still functional. Mostly.
Oh, he just died. He fell to his... We defeated the
God knows
creature
why
by...
I kill people. But I want my fucking son.
By being lucky. Good job, us. I have a feeling that the son he wants back is a monster, and we are going to discover that now. Okay, so we... Killer / Young? Well, we know his name is... Was his name Victor Young?
Once upon a time, there lived in a certain village a little country girl, the prettiest creature who was ever seen.
Okay, so I suppose this means even as a child, people despised his presence. There was something about him that was seen as unpleasant for the other school children. And that was his love of the movie Bambi.
Look at him. Isn't he just the cutest thing?
Something's not right. Just look at it.
He's the Penguin, as seen in the movie Batman Returns. Have you seen your refrigerator, Dad? Something's not right about its emptiness. Okay. We have a lot of drawers of just shoes. Did we run away from home? As because we were betrayed by our own parents? Or did we have our own secret space, just for us?
Victor! Victor!
He had cut only a few strokes when he saw the red cap shining through. He cut a little more, and the girl jumped out and cried, "Oh, I was so frightened. It was so dark inside."
Mommy, why did the wolf have to die?
Keep it up.
I guess that's the thing when you have like such a focus on surreality. Oh, there's an arrow literally telling me where to go. But that arrow has lied. Like, what is real? What is the direction forward? What is progression?
Yeah. What's wrong with his legs?
There's Helen Nowak. So he had cybernetic legs and cybernetic arms. At what point were those replaced? Oh, hold on. I cannot read that due to the lighting.
What a little freak!
Okay, we're at least slightly taller now. We know that we're older because of our height advantage.
Look at him!
Watch your fucking step. Hey, Kim. Fucking freak. Get out of here.
Come, Victor. Dinner is ready.
Yes. You're on the
path. We're almost done.
Now, is this digital voice speaking to Victor, or is it speaking to Dan? Okay, we're still kind of on the path of all of the victims.
You're almost there.
So maybe Victor is somebody who went to Adam and Jack for these extra cybernetics to change how he looked due to his entire life of abuse for the way he looked, and caught the nanophage. Okay, that was just water, and it looked really distorted coming from the ceiling. Dear, should I still be following you?
Has to be done.
No. I'm being walled off from peace and progress, or from a peaceful progress, by chasing. After whatever this voice is that is guiding him.
Yes, that's it.
Jesus, this is hopeless.
When the moon is full, the beast awakens.
Hell are you watching?
And then he embodies the form of the werewolf in his revenge, or as we earlier saw it, Werewolf the Revenge, which I assumed was a sequel, but maybe it was the story all along. Or it is the sequel to the child's abusive upbringing. Part 1 is Werewolf Born. Part 2 is Werewolf the Revenge.
There. Now's your chance. Hurry.
How many other people did he kill? Like, not that much more. I think we've seen all of the victims.
What the hell did you do to yourself? You're getting rid of that first thing in the morning.
And risk partial to complete paralysis? Great idea, Dad.
Damn it. And he did that? Why? Just to spite me? I told you to stay out of the stacks.
I'm better off there than I am.
Stop yelling. You're only making it worse.
I'm making it worse? Look at him! It's grotesque! It's disgusting! This freak of nature is not my son!
Victor, please. Your father didn't mean it. We're just worried about you, that's all.
Leave me alone!
Look, I have everything I need, like a vegan werewolf in London. And the Wolfman Revenge and Werewolf of Doom. And in Technicolor, The Curse of the Wolfman. And this lesbian porno about with horror themes? I don't know what's going on in it. There seems to be a lot.
Once upon a time, there lived in a certain forest a brave little wolf, the fiercest creature who was ever seen.
What was the Adam? For some reason, I sometimes forget his name. The comedian, the actor who was in Happy Gilmore. Adam Sandler. Wow. His skit, like, they're all gonna laugh at you. That was a lot of setup for almost nothing. There was a skit he did in a CD back in the day, like, when he even did, like, non-movies, where, like, it was making fun of that scene in Carrie.
Please, calm
except
down.
with just a completely normal family, and everybody's ignoring the mom, and they're like, "Hey mom, I think I'm gonna go to the store and get some ice cream," and the mom's like, "They're all gonna laugh at you." To like every response. Okay, there, a little bit more meaningful development from the time it took me to remember who the hell Adam Sandler is.
My son!
No, not like this. Jesus, this is hopeless. Look, he's at it again. You're embarrassing me.
We're in for another show. Look at him.
We still don't know exactly what is supposedly wrong about him and making him deserving of all this ridicule, but nobody is deserving of this ridicule just because you look different.
Look at him. Please, you need...
Once upon a time, there lived in a certain village a little country girl.
Chair, stop flying. Thank you.
Congratulations. We're past the first phase of the treatment, and it looks promising. Your body is responding well to the genetic material.
Ah, there's the change.
Thank you, Doctor.
The fix.
I can't tell you how much I appreciate it.
Oh, that's all right. You'll thank me in a couple of weeks when the shift starts to occur. I'm sure you'll be pleased with the results.
Oh, I'm sure he was pleased with the results. Possibly gone insane. Lost his mind as well.
So you see, while it is technically inoperable, this procedure can practically nullify the symptoms. I'm not going to lie, the treatment is invasive, but it is by far the best.
So he had a treatment to fix the problem. The treatment caused problems. Now a treatment to fix the treatment.
I appreciate it. Did you hear that, Dan?
Oh no, this is actually... We're switching a little bit in between the killer and Dan and Adam. Is the killer Adam? It wouldn't make sense. No, for story-wise, no. We haven't really established that. Yeah, there's the tattoo shop again. What is this distant tower? How does that fit into this whole imagery?
I know the people at Chiron. You're making a big mistake. They only care about their bottom line. They don't give a shit about you.
This is true.
I know what I'm doing.
What if you're wrong?
Well, what if I'm right? It's something I need to do. For once in your life, can't you just admit that you're wrong?
Oh, okay. So I can keep going beyond the tattoo shop. That was optional. Maybe. Do I need to avoid the monster within this subconscious? Sometimes instructions unclear. But also, like, I've only had to escape the monster once.
Thanks.
Is the monster really an actual...
There might be some very nasty people out there.
scary creature if you never have to interact with it? Oh, hello. You're a little bit larger than I last remember. Do you need something, Janice?
You don't. He finds you. He always gets his prey.
3 pairs of eyes and 4 gallons of...
He's always out there, watching, waiting.
I'm right on your day.
I feel like I'm not entirely sure what's going on, and there's going to be an eventual reveal. It's very kind of you, but no thank you on the advertisements and streams. Thank you very much. So now we're at that point of the game where he attempted to confront Dan, but was blocked. I don't remember how much of... Oh, this actually might be the ending, where he chases Dan and then falls to his death.
One more of these, and I'll either die or get used to it. Victor, is it? If I can find whatever hole you crawled out of, maybe I'll find some answers. Yes.
Synchrosine injected. Strain level decreased.
Why are you moving? I thought you were supposed to be dead. Status is deceased. Are those your real hands? Okay, I don't think I have to analyze his body for that many clues anymore. But the reveal isn't in his head. Somebody was leading him. Somebody was guiding him towards whatever massacre. I still have a feeling that that's Adam. Ah.
The body shorted out the generator. To get this door open, I gotta restore power.
Alas, even this late into the game, we still have roadblocks. I doubt there's going to be anybody else to talk to me anymore. Because I feel like we are on that kind of like final sprint. That final part. Oh, but there's of course a light puzzle, undoubtedly. Why do we have... Okay, we had unplugged cables. Maybe that's the only... There's no puzzle, it's just plug the cables in.
It's never that simple.
Okay, I cannot replug them in.
The fuse is busted. We need to find a spare.
Where will I find a spare fuse? Like, this is what I get for thinking it's going to be a simple, straightforward puzzle. Where am I going to find a fuse? I was a fuse, where in this derelict basement would I be? Like, I probably don't need to go too far back. Like, you could probably say safely that there are limits to the scope of the puzzle. Like, if I leave this area here, go down there, that's probably too far. Oh, there's a door here. It would be nice if somebody bought a few more lights, which is kind of interesting. Now we've kind of been delayed by two separate puzzles. The power is off, so we can't open one door. Okay, she looks badass. Aneta Bieles, absolute badass in that photo. Ah. Do I need all of the fuses? Oh no. There are specific watt amps. What amp fuse do I need? Son of a... Okay. Not that one. Okay, so that's 20 amp. Does it say anywhere the amperage of the fuse? Because if it doesn't, then essentially that's just trial and error. Which is not particularly fun. But we're going to have to endure because I do not see any... That's 20 amp again. 35 amp. Okay, we'll try that one. Yeah, all right. A little bit complex, but still straightforward enough. Is that enough power? I hope the answer is yes. Okay, that was a little bit poppin'. But we'll just accept it. We're back in the basement again. Although, yeah, that's the goal, is to get deeper and deeper underground, find the source of Victor, where he came from. He's already dead, and that's kind of odd. Story-wise, like, everybody we've met was already dead when we showed up, and then we confronted the monster in a cutscene, and it died. It gives a little bit, it makes it come off a little anticlimactic.
What a place. Hard to believe anyone could live here.
Yeah, an even bigger poster of that horror-themed girls' night out. Multiple masks. Nobody cared who I was, not until I wore my mask. Hold on, does this guy have the ending for Fire and Swords? The natural alternative. Mr. Ballard, please call me John. John, let me present you a hypothetical situation. Let's say your son turns 18. He comes to you and says, Dad, I don't feel comfortable about my body. I'm going to the nice folks at BGNA and having them grow tentacles on my face. Well, if he had the means to pay for the treatment, I would assume him to be a very smart young man. So I would gladly hear him out and do my best to understand his decision. You're dodging the question. I'm merely pointing out how unfair it is. It's always easy for rabble-rousers to say, what if it was your kids? But in truth, this conversation has been going on for hundreds of years. When the cybernetic revolution came about, there were people saying that we were all doomed, that we've gone too far. 100 years ago, a transgender person would be shunned as a misfit and a freak of nature, which thankfully seems outlandish by today's standards. Well, I guess there's at least one good thing going on in this future reality. They got rid of transphobia, but they accepted the caste system again. There will always be people out there who fear change. But what if we reach a point where the rabble-rousers, and thanks for that, by the way, will be right? Is there a limit? Is gene splicing it? A very wise man once said that for us to be afraid of genetic research was akin to the ancient Chinese being afraid to fly kites because one day they might be crashing planes. That is a ridiculous statement. I believe this sentence to be true even today. In terms of shaping our genome, we have barely scratched the surface. That is... To say that we should be afraid of flying a kite because we could potentially have an accident while flying, versus we should be afraid of gene splicing. Ugh. And yet it's being promoted as a hot new trend. We're seeing teenagers risk their lives by making these irreversible changes. Not at BGNA. We only treat consenting adults. That all well and good, but the technology is out there, isn't it? The cat's out of the bag. I feel like there's a little bit of transphobic argument, of transphobia going on in this conversation. Like, he starts off by saying that we've stopped being transphobic. But I feel like a lot of these arguments, the entire idea, like teenagers risking their lives, making irreversible changes, only consenting adults, like these sound like transphobic arguments. And I'm not using that as a criticism of Blooper Team. Like I'm focused more on the in-story idea of like this guy who's the corporate CEO is trying to remove himself of all responsibility for the decisions that he's doing that are causing suffering to people. Come on now, Tom. Are you really going to make me use the guns don't kill people argument? I'm only wondering if you think it's responsible to promote it as a fashion statement. Please, you said it yourself. The treatment is irreversible and does involve a degree of risk, albeit small. Do you actually think anyone would make a life-altering decision of that caliber on a whim? You keep using the word treatment. Why? Because that's precisely what it is. Not really, though. I mean, it doesn't treat any illness. Of course it does. Frankly, I'm a bit shocked to have to explain this to you, Tom. When you speak of illness, you're clearly thinking of purely physical ailments. I'm certainly not trying to offend you, but I think it's fair to call that mindset medieval. So you're saying turning someone into a genetic hybrid is a form of psychotherapy? I'm saying that anything that helps a person feel at home in their body should not be instantly discarded. Again, maybe tentacles out of someone's face should be instantly discarded. So we should just jump in with both feet. Is there no place for healthy skepticism? I rather rarely find skepticism healthy. More often than not, it's a refuge for the prejudiced and the close-minded. All I can ask is to not vilify that which we don't understand. Do you consider yourself a prophet of change? I consider myself tired. It's been a very busy week. In that case, I'll let you rest. Thank you for the interview. Thank you for having me. Right. Hey, managed to nab a new client. Guy's interested in a pre-war transmitting equipment. He's got the dough to pay for it. Doesn't need to be mint, but it has to be in working condition. Alright, so I think he's gotten a job as, like, electrician. Victor, the parts you sent me last week were fucking useless. I managed to salvage the antenna, but the receiver was busted beyond repair, and the rest was rusted all to hell. Where did you even get this stuff? Did you dig it out of the fucking trash? Needless to say, the client's not paying for this crap. I had to offer him a discount on my premium stuff just to keep us in business. You're on thin fucking ice, my furry friend. You pull a stunt like that again, and you'll have to look for a new dealer. Victor, this freakish charade needs to stop. Mom and Dad are terrified, and don't blame them. The whole gene splicing obsession is one thing, but the packages you've been sending them. Whatever you think they did to you, this is fucking cruel and unusual. Vic, you're my brother, and I'll love you even if you decide to grow an extra leg and a set of horns. But please leave Mom and Pop out of it. If you want them to accept you for who you are, just talk to them. Help them understand. I know you're not delusional, so please get back to your family. We're not your enemies. Hoping to hear from you soon, Anka. Did he create the mask that he's wearing specifically to kind of give the visage of the werewolf? Like he idolized the werewolf in the story of Red Riding Hood because it was different. Like you look at the story of Red Riding Hood and it's like, oh, what big ears you have, what big hands you have, what big eyes you have. And this character, Victor, is constantly been shunned by the people because of his differences, and he looks at maybe that's why he decides to ally himself with the image of the werewolf. Hey buddy, I got your message. Frankly, it couldn't have come at a worse time. These past few months have been pretty hard. Eliza's out of a job again, and with a baby on the way. So I've been pulling double shifts to save up some dough. We want to have the little one spliced as soon as it gets here. That is frightening. They want their baby to be gene spliced, fresh out of the womb. In other words, sorry, but I just don't have that kind of money. It's not that I don't trust you. I know you'd pay me back. I just can't help you this time. Hope you'll figure something out. Hang in there, Matt. Ain't your parents rich or something? I hear they moved to a B district. Can't you just ask them for a loan? No, I don't think that he can ask them for a loan. Dear Sir, we at Ballard Genetics and Augmentations are deeply saddened by the fact that you are unsatisfied with the results of your gene splicing therapy. BGNA employs only the best experts in their field and uses state-of-the-art equipment in order to meet all our patients' needs. However, we fully acknowledge our patients' rights to have immensely high expectations, even if, objectively speaking, they would be found unrealistic. While we are unable to provide you with the specific details regarding your treatment, we would like to remind you that in cases requiring the use of genetic material from extinct species, in this case Canis lupus, our experts compose unique strains obtained from our gene library. Unfortunately, we're not able to provide you with a list of donor species or to confirm or deny whether a given species was used in the procedure. We would also like to remind you that the aforementioned facts were stated in no uncertain terms in the pre-procedural contract. Finally, we feel obliged to inform you that the malicious DNA tampering is a very serious accusation, one that should not be leveled lightly unless one has strong evidence to support their claim. Any unfounded accusations against BGNA made publicly or in further correspondence will be seen as slanderous and met with decisive legal actions. So basically, they did surgery on him. They didn't tell him what was being incorporated in his body. Possibly he wanted to become a werewolf, thusly the Canis lupus. But maybe he didn't become werewolf enough for his desires, and thusly the mask. Okay, so we have, yeah, he's got the fur. He's got the strengthened limbs. And the jaws to emphasize the werewolf physique. But before we continue with fire and sword, spiders. Only level 14. Those bloody spiders again. One pack at a time. Okay, so I can't do anything about these guys. Now I can go get that sword up there. And I'm gonna get cornered if I go to that section. And I only have one sword. I think I need to start over. Okay, I think what I did wrong... I could probably get these guys' attention, though. Yeah. Oh, I was thinking I could get that guy on the left there. No, I think I haven't necessarily screwed it up just yet. But this one is going to be a little bit trickier. Yeah, I don't think I can get that guy without going straight through. No, I think that screwed it up. Okay, so I can't do anything past this point. This is fact, not fiction. Okay, what if I go past these guys? So now I've still got that spider above me, but that's fine. Okay. No, I don't think this is gonna work. But I'm closer. Let's see, can I do anything that gets, I don't think I can get that bottom guy's attention. Like this, I feel like is all I can do with these spiders. And then if I kill the guy below me, I'm trapped, so I have to do that. There's no choice. And then I have no choice to get those guys following me. And if I went down the path to the right, I would only kill one guy with one sword. I think it's still... like, that is still the correct path. It's what I do after this point that is problematic. And the fact that I've got the spider following me is tricky. What if I go up first? I think that did it. I think we're good. Yes. Huzzah!
He came to me again, the man from the looking glass. His voice is soothing, like leaves rustling in the wind. He's the
Is this Adam's head?
No. Oh God. No. This can't be happening. It's not fucking happening.
Dad? Dad? Are you there?
What kind of a sick game is this?
Dad, I'm still alive. Ahead. Don't connect to it.
Adam? Adam, are you there?
I need your help. There's a place called Sanctuary.
Adam? Adam? Just try to call me back. God damn it.
Is there a choice where I don't have to plug into his head? Can I just leave? Like he requested? I think that door was locked before, so... So what is this monster that I keep seeing in visualizations? Because that monster is different from the monster that... from Victor the killer. But I still feel, I feel like this is the better, I don't know if this is going to lead to the better ending. But I feel like this is the better choice for, like, Dan's relationship with his son. Like, all Adam wants is for his dad to listen to him. Although this does not look like it would lead to any sanctuary. Oh, hello. Marlena Babiano. Also a badass. And maybe also plugging in that one final time would be the thing that kills Dan. And your son. But your son is also just a head, so... Or is this a super hot situation where the mind is software and the body is hardware? As long as the software still can be installed onto other pieces of hardware. But where was Adam's sanctuary? Huh. Is that the tower that the killer saw in his vision? I take it back. This needs to be... the thumbnail. Get rid of my terrible, terrible face for a second. There we go.
Good evening, sir. Welcome to the Sanctuary Salon. Please state your full name.
Daniel Lazarski.
Identity confirmed. Subscription status active. Thank you, Mr. Lazarski. Your capsule is ready.
Equal parts beautiful and horrible. Is Adam within the machine?
Yes. I know it's hard to believe after all you've seen, but I need you to trust me on this. We don't have much time.
What about the body I found?
It's complicated. What you found wasn't me. Not anymore. But I'm here right now, and I need your help.
If you're my son, prove it.
How would I do that?
Just try. Tell me something only we would know. What?
When I was a child, you'd sometimes wake me up before dawn. We'd go down to the river and watch the sunrise together. Waiting for that smog to clear just enough that we could see the mountains. It never happened. Of course.
But we kept trying, didn't we? You were hiding here in the stacks.
Yes. When they terminated my project, I hid where they wouldn't look for me. In time, I found people who were willing to help me. I managed to retrieve most of my data and carry on with my research.
What were you working on?
Imagine if all your thoughts, your memories, everything that defines you could be transferred into a digital realm, to exist long past your physical body, beyond limitations, beyond sickness and death.
So a little bit of Soma going on here. I think Soma came afterwards.
Sounds like a living nightmare.
You haven't changed, have you? I knew you wouldn't understand, but you will. Soon. I promise.
I still don't see how the splicer fits into all this.
He doesn't. That's why we didn't see him coming. He was an unforeseen factor. A convenient tool.
Helena saved your research and smuggled it out of Cairo.
Yeah. That's what got her killed.
Yes. And Amir, too.
It wasn't a part of the plan, but I had to. The project was too important, Dad.
What about the surgeon? What was his aim?
Yeah, Jack. He admired what I was trying to accomplish. Actually,
So Adam did have them all killed.
When did you become this digital ghost?
when the splicer came for me, I had to improvise. Managed to get out before it was too late.
So he, but also he wasn't the one who was commanding the splicer.
Came after me with a virus. A hunter-killer algorithm. It's eating through my defenses. If they break down, I'll be gone for good.
How can we stop it?
We can't. Tried masking my signature, but it was too late. If I could bust out of the building's internal network, I might be able to outrun it.
So we need to lift the damn lockdown.
The source of the signal is well protected. It's like the mother of all firewalls. Which leaves us only one option.
A manual override.
That's where you come in.
Where does the signal come from?
I couldn't pinpoint the exact location, but I've narrowed it down. Seems to have originated in the adjoining building.
The high-rise?
Yeah. I think it's the epicenter of all this madness. Signal appears to be coming from the upper levels. And Dad? Watch your step. Chiron still has control over that place. And you.
Not anymore.
Yeah, that's what you think. The more you struggle, the harder they try and get into your head.
Oh, this just keeps getting better.
Darkest before dawn. Which reminds me, once you get out, follow the light.
All right, I think I'm going to stop here for the night. It's gone on for quite a while. In the meantime, got any suggestions for something to play next? This is for the YouTube audience. Let me know in the comments below. Otherwise, have yourselves a good night.